So we got Iris with speed powers, and guess what? They did so much to accommodate Iris in this episode. I loved it. I just love the purple lightning. And you may be thinking, I don't get it. Is this like part of her speed or something? No, it's just purple. It's everybody has their own color. She got purple, and it was great. Why not? I want purple lightning. I always wondered what it would look like. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, damn, I want that lightning. And of course, it's not exactly what I was expecting. I knew that maybe they would switch powers, but I wasn't expecting it to be one of the bus metas that did the switching. I just figured maybe some kind of lightning strike hit them, and the next thing you know, they switch powers. And don't say that that's ridiculous, because if you've ever seen Smallville, then you know that all it takes is a lightning strike and some kryptonite to switch powers. So I really love the fact that Iris is here with her powers now, and she's going through the same things that Barry went through for seasons in just one episode. First, she can't control her speed. She goes plow right into that box of stuff, and that was just straight up callback to season 1. She tries to learn how to put out a fire. Can't do it, just like Barry did. What was crazy is that the entire time that she's screaming, I can't do it, I can't do it, when it was Barry, he had Thawne, and Thawne was a speedster who already knew how to do this stuff, so he was able to teach Barry how to do it. It was kind of weird, though, that Barry, in the position of being a teacher and a team leader, couldn't do it. It kind of speaks to how much Barry actually still has to learn. And then she finally takes on her first meta, and she does something that Barry never did. She creates a tidal wave. It was kind of funny actually seeing Joe talk about this at the end of the episode.
So, Bear, you never made your own tidal wave before.
No, I haven't.
But you know what Barry has done? He has messed with the timeline 3 different times, so Iris never did that. Don't mess with the timeline, please. Can we just never bring up the timeline ever again for like 2 more seasons, just nothing about the timeline? The only time I want to hear about the timeline is when we're talking about the legends. And you might think, oh my god, it's just Iris. Iris getting powers, that was the best part of the episode. Everybody had their own thing going on this episode. Harry finally inventing this thinking cap that DeVoe had already invented years ago when the particle accelerator went off. If you guys don't remember the thinking cap, that's, what enhanced the thinker's mind. And in the comic books, it was the same thing. The Thinker had to create the thinking cap so that he could think faster than the Flash, and it actually worked for a while. Unfortunately, the thinking cap did give the Thinker cancer, so it wasn't as great as it sounds. But here, it doesn't look like it's going to kill Harry. Here, it looks like they fixed the problems that, were going to be in the thinking cap, because Cisco finally came around to helping Harry. Thank God. So the fact that Harry was able to finally figure out how to get smart enough to find the bus metas, he was able to get smart enough to maybe outthink DeVoe. I don't know, we'll see. Probably not, but hopefully. I'm just happy for Harry, man. He's been having a tough go of it this season, and it was kind of sad to see. So, good for you, Harry. Ralph Dibny, I don't even want to talk about Ralph Dibny, man. That was straight up punkish. The dude lives in a pocket dimension. If he wanted to grab you in Star Labs, he could grab your ass in Star Labs, all right? So this whole thing with Ralph being like, I don't want to go outside. I can't. He's going to kill me. He could kill you anywhere, Ralph. He's in a pocket dimension, all right? Pocket dimension, he can open it up anywhere. You know how many times Star Labs has been compromised? Star Labs is not safe, Ralph. But once Iris finally loses her powers, or not loses, but she gives back her powers to Barry. By the way, was anybody looking at Barry like, what the fuck are you talking about? When he was like, oh, it's your choice to give me back my powers. No! Give him back the powers. Stop messing with the timeline. This is not the timeline where Iris is the speedster. I'm sure there's an Earth out there where Iris is a speedster. You can go find it. Ask him how she got her powers, and then give Iris a brand new set of powers. But don't go, stop doing this. Stop it. You know he would have been hella pissed and hella depressed. He would have gone like, that's how Savitar would have gotten created. He would have figured out how to give himself powers, and then he would have recreated Savitar. And then be like, oh, I was just so angry. No, I got off track. What I was trying to say was that it was awesome to see Iris after she lost her powers to go talk to Ralph, still being there for her team even without being a Flash. Which is crazy because so many people have been saying that Iris does nothing. Now we know that Iris would risk her life just like anyone else if she had powers. And the question has finally been answered that bitch has not had a job since Barry went into the Speed Force, because I have been wondering if she had a day job, and the answer apparently was no. As for the meta of the week, he wasn't really a bad guy, so he's really not that important other than the fact that now he's probably going to temporarily join Team Flash, and that he gave Iris her powers. Melting Point, it's, he's a dude. He's not really a DC Comics villain. They just made him up. Who they didn't make up, though, is one of the metas that Harry finally figured out was on the bus, Edwin Gauss. Now, Edwin Gauss actually does have powers. He is from the DC Comics, and He was supposed to be one of the greatest minds on the planet, just like Mr. Terrific. And I don't mean Mr. Terrific from the Arrowverse, I mean from DC Comics, because Mr. Terrific from the Arrowverse is kind of underwhelming. But Edwin Gauss becomes the Folded Man, and I'm not going to ruin that for you guys because it's going to be hilarious. And then Janet Petty. Nah, that's not a person. Janet Petty, they just made Janet Petty up. So, good episode, though.